This is an IQ production. It's a indeed.
Tryna release top shit. Fuck, I'm eating, we about to have a sit down. Not a part of this, pussy nigga can't sit round. Bread when the business model bitches getting dick down. Get the phone back when they finish, get them kicked out. All in favor of a favor for a favor. Any other matter, we gon' bring it to the table. Organization gotta have communication. Full participation, bread when.
Should a married person take a single person's advice? How do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about this?
I don't know. You got
How do y'all feel about this? Talk to me.
to the no.
Why?
Why
you say that though? Why
Because that single person is not evenly yoked with the married person. Okay, so when you, I see this what Tim Rutherford go through.
Right.
You gotta talk to somebody that's older than you, that been through great experience, that's gonna give you the best advice that you need.
Wait. I'm gonna let you keep on chiming in on it, but this is the thing. Their experience might not equal up to your experience of what you're going through. That might be what they going through to fix their problem. Everybody advice that you get is not gonna got down concerning your relationship with what you're going through. I'm gonna let you keep going.
But at the end of the day, they older. They older and they got 25 some years of marriage.
Possibly.
That's why I talk to the ones that talk like that. I talk to the ones that 25 years and 30 years in marriage. I don't talk to people that's 5 and 10 years in marriage about advices or nothing like that.
So let me ask you this. You said that you can't get advice from somebody who not equally yoked with somebody else, correct?
And we talking relationship.
I need time.
Right?
I need time.
Marriage. Yeah.
I need time.
Relationship stuff. Yeah. About relationship stuff.
I need.
But it's the same thing.
I need 20 to 30 years in marriage to talk to you about my situation.
Do you agree that it can take you 20 to 25 years to realize you shouldn't be with somebody?
Ooh, man, why you had to hit me with something like that?
I'm gonna hit you straight up. I told you.
No, for real.
I told you.
We going in.
I told you before we started.
Cause I have to be honest with myself to realize that. Oh, shit, man. Damn, that shit hard. Hold on. I have to be honest with myself to realize that that person is not for me. But if I see when something hit the fan,
but you can't base somebody else's marriage and relationship on your relationship. You cannot do that because that person that they married to is not the same person you're married to. That person that they go with is not the same person you go with. Those two different people.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, but how they handle their situation is like, okay, they wives is spazzing out. How you can just handle that whole situation? Sometimes some men can't be like, man, damn, she's spazzing out.
Cause I say that to say this, bro. I used to do that shit. I used to listen to my aunties, my uncles, my woo-woo, and at the end of the day, them motherfuckers was wrong. Cause I'm basing they shit off of what I'm going through, and what I'm going through is probably none of the shit that they going through. You get what I'm saying? They might, in their relationship, they holy or not, like they religious woo-woo. Me and my relationship, we ain't religious. We, you know what I'm saying? We just do what we do.
So what you saying is that once your spirit just...
No, let me correct you. What I'm saying is that a lot of times when I would go to my auntie and I would go to my uncle and I would say, well, y'all need to get in touch with God and da. Man, look, man, I ain't no disrespect to the God. I love God. But God ain't got nothing to do with what's going on right here in this household because me and her don't have the same faith in God that y'all had the same faith in God. You get what I'm saying? And it's being facts.
Two different faiths.
It's two different goddamn aspects of life. Like, that's what you believe, that's what you strongly believe. But I haven't made it there into a relationship with God to put all my faith in God in this relationship that I'm in. You get what I'm saying? I haven't did that.
Yeah.
So I can't literally like listen to you. Oh, well, you gotta get a relationship with God.
That one piece is gonna fix everything.
Right? No.
That person gotta just really just amount of what you gotta bring.
You can listen. You can listen. No, you can listen to what they gotta say, but that don't mean necessarily take their advice. But I don't think you should seek any advice from nobody, honestly, because at the end of the day, that's between you and that person.
Yeah.
Man, I disagree on that one.
Hold on. So this, you know, I asked this particular question because most people that say no, they kind of, I'm not gonna say you in particular, but most people that say no, always kind of look on the single people as if they never been single before.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So
We all started
I'm
saying.
talking to you, like people get married and they become this bougie ass person all of a sudden, like all they problems go away. So that's the reason why I asked, like, how come you can't take a single person's advice? Now I understand you made a vow before God. That's the main thing that's in there is that you made a vow before God.
Right.
And to go back to what you saying, like, oh, I don't take no advice from somebody that's been in 20, 25, 30 years. You ain't been in that long, I don't want your advice. So when I was selling cars back in the day, I met one of the happiest couples, or seemed, let me correct it, seemed to be.
That's key. That's key.
You say that.
That's key.
I made one of the couples.
Talk your shit now.
That seemed.
I'll put on
I'm always
front.
gonna cover my tracks. I'm always gonna cover my tracks.
Because a lot of times,
So-
nigga, me and Sean, we probably got to argue. We gotta go to a birthday party.
Yeah, it's right.
He
That's
kid.
But it was this-
But we get back in the car, bitch. Fuck you.
It was this couple.
Bitch, fuck you. You know we just put on that.
No,
And she
I
probably
feel
like, nigga, fuck you too.
I feel you.
You know what I'm
I feel
saying?
you.
Go ahead. I'm
But
listening.
I met this couple when I was selling cars at the dealership, and it was an older white couple, and they've been married before.
Right.
They had no aspirations to get married again, but they've been together, like relationship wise. I think don't let me lie to y'all, but I know it was in the
Maybe
teens,
it's
like
for
15,
wrong
16
reason.
years. They was up there.
They didn't
And I was
make that
like, damn,
commitment.
y'all don't want to make that commitment to each other. It was like, nah, if she want to go by it. If I want to go by it.
Make it
It's
shit
simple
go.
as that.
Yeah.
So I was like, why is it that, y'all don't want to be married? Because I thought marriage was the ultimate goal in relationship.
It is. That's
So, but here's the thing: we can't necessarily say, oh, you know what, that's the ultimate thing, because some people out there truly don't desire to be married.
But this is the thing.
Some people out there don't desire to be
But
married.
this is the thing. Do you know why the fuck did they get married? Because some people married for love.
It's different things.
Some people married for money.
It's
So
different
how,
things.
if you're the one who married for love, how the fuck is you gonna listen to someone who married for money?
No, I get that. But again,
I'm
is
talking
this
to
advice?
Tim.
No, is this advice coming from? Is this question that you asking me? No, well, I know you're not single, but is this question that you're asking me from this particular individual? Is it from a single person asking this question? Because it goes back to how come married people can't take advice from, or feel as though they can't take advice from single.
So let me
people.
take a little spin on it. And really what both of y'all said. What are your goals? What are your aspirations? What is your desire? So I believe that you can, right? But so let me back up. Let me back up a second. Let me back
Break
up
it
a
down,
second.
brother Marcus.
Let me back up
Break
a
it down,
second.
brother Marcus.
John honestly said it best. You can listen. You can listen. You can entertain. They may say 1,000 things. You may only take away one thing that you might go and implement into your relationship.
And it could work.
You can listen to that whole conversation and take away nothing implemented. So I don't think that it's like, hey, yo, I'm gonna sit down with somebody, and everybody has their own, viewpoint of it, right? Somebody say, okay, I want to sit down and talk for like 25, 30 years. If that's what is gonna possibly help you achieve your goal, then do that. But if it's, I don't think there's no right and wrong,
Meaning
because
that
I believe
advice.
you can learn from everybody. Because another thing
Right.
is,
No,
from a
yes,
single perspective,
No,
of a marriage,
but you teaching me that. You teaching
yeah,
me
you
that.
can get out there and like, so if you're going through something in your relationship, right, and you get an example, going to a birthday party, right, and the single person like, hey, this is what's happening, this is what's going on. You can listen to that single person and be like, oh, I'm kind of getting some of those signs in my relationship. So inadvertently, you taking advice. And you know what, baby? I'm sorry for arguing with you before going into the birthday party, whoop whoop whoop, and then boom. Theoretically, you took advice from that single person, but I think most importantly, you gotta understand your goals. Understand your goals, because like you said, if somebody's married for money, then and
so
somebody
you
married
said
for love, that's completely different.
Understand your goal, but understand the motherfucker that you
Make sure
Absolutely.
that advice you get it from
Right.
match your goals.
Absolutely,
Right.
and match the person that you with.
But
Gotcha.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you gotta
Because
match.
if you listening to a motherfucker who's married for money,
Yeah.
but you've married for love, you cannot listen to that. So
Ooh, hey.
first thing you need to do is the person that you're talking to who's married that you're taking, or the single person that you're talking to, you need to find out what their
What their
relationship is
relationship
about before you
situation
take
is.
their advice, because they shit might not match up
Yeah.
to what the fuck you doing.
And,
How the fuck you
and
doing
I be 100 with you. I mean, we know people that are super religious, things like
Right.
that. So you gotta. This is why I say you gotta take everything as a lesson and either accept some of it and use it or disregard. And there's no disrespect. So one of the things I've been big on right now in my life, and I'll be transparent, is agreeing to disagree. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody, like I said and always say, is impacted on the impressions of life constantly every single day.
Right.
But it's your decision on what you gonna take in and use and what you gonna discard. But you can't take in everything because you just be a lost bubble because you trying to go
You trying to do
50,000
everything,
different
yeah.
ways because you can get to the same destination by taking 50,000 different routes.
Right.
You gotta maneuver through life and figure out what's the best route for you, really with what's currently going on.
Right.
Because man, what'll work, when you didn't have kids, right, and married, possibly, or what's working now that you might be divorced and do have kids or don't have kids, or got $1 million or only 100,000, or
Right.
whatever that case may be. It's
So-
gonna take you a different path to get you
So
there.
what
Here you go.
is it? I'm
There you go.
I'm
Right,
hit
that day, yeah,
I'm
you
hit
came-
square in the face.
you came
I'm hit
with
you
it.
square in the face. I'm hit you square in the face. So let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask the real question that all of us single individuals want to know.
You
I'ma
just
tell y'all
let
right now.
everybody know that
What?
you fake.
What's the difference between being married and single? Ultimately, what's the difference between being married and single? Like, what's the
Married.
Only thing I know.
Now,
Only thing I know.
Let's say it.
Let me
say
ask-
this.
let me
Let me say
ask
this
a
before
question.
y'all
Marcus,
Let me
then
say
I'm
this before
gonna tell you
y'all
something.
jump into it because I might answer one of y'all questions.
Yeah.
So, for a single person, the only thing that we see, once you jump that broom, you already know. Like, once you say that vow, you already know. The only thing that we see is the vow that makes it different. Like, you can't leave. Technically, it's saying you can't leave no matter what. Technically, from a single person's mind. From a single person's mind. I'm speaking from a single person's mind.
Right.
Yeah.
So from individuals that's engaged or married or been married before, what's the difference that you noticed? There's no right or wrong in this, just what you noticed. That was the difference between being.
So I hate to ask a
Go ahead,
question.
Marcus,
I hate to
I'll come
ask a
behind
question
you.
with
Come
a
on.
question because you got to clarify. To
Sometimes
be
you
honest.
gotta go. Yeah.
So a single person's vantage point looking to get to achieve marriage,
Yeah.
or a single person's advantage looking to strive and grow in a relationship, and then if marriage comes up, 6 6 months later, a year later, year and a half later. So which vantage point? Because it really does matter. It really does.
So let's say the person who's trying to actually achieve marriage.
Okay, so actually trying to achieve marriage.
What's the difference between the person if you get married versus being single, right? What's the difference between bridging that gap? Like, what bridges that? What separates you from being
You gotta give me
married?
that pussy.
Let me say this.
What
Well,
you
it gotta be
You
fat.
you was getting
It
that
gotta be
before
fat.
you got married though.
But if you got that fat,
Oh,
I love you.
Tim, what you got?
Don't take this man
I know.
advice. Don't
Trust
take
me.
this nigga advice.
No, don't take my advice. I'm fucked up. But go ahead. Go ahead.
I feel like, man, when it comes between that, you gotta make a personal decision within yourself.
Absolutely, man.
Cause like
Absolutely.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Absolutely.
cause you single. When you single, you like.
So do you truly? Is it true that you truly become a whole new person when you marry? Is that true?
Hell.
Yes. Cause you.
Hold on.
Can I
Hold on.
see?
You see Marcus like, I don't know. He like, I don't know.
Yes. Because you
What
said
make you new?
Because hold on, I need to drink off of this one, man.
Go
'Cause I'm
ahead.
gonna go crazy. Look, when you say I do, you got the John B. I do all that crazy stuff. You in love with that one person, it's over with. But in the Bible, we got plenty of wives.
Okay.
So
Cut that out. I fucked that all up.
No, you said.
You
said.
So I'm gonna take it spiritual a little bit, right? So here's the difference in my viewpoint.
Good.
We can cut that one out.
For some people, you got to understand the difference between a commitment and a commandment. So a lot of people are like, for single people, and I'm not trying to make it too spiritual, but it really is a difference when you understand the definitions of these words. A commitment is that you are saying that, okay, in the event, these are the laws that we're going to abide by in this contract. A contractual relationship.
So pause right there. So a marriage is
It's a contract.
No.
Yes, it is.
No. I'm
Yes,
saying.
it is.
So this is
Yes,
what I
it
want
is.
to say. It's a
Because
mindset.
No.
It's a mindset.
No. Because it is a contract.
It's a
It's
mindset.
a contract because, bitch, if you leave me, you could take every motherfucking thing that I own.
So
That's
would you say?
because it's a
so would y'all
mindset.
agree-
No,
would
it's
y'all agree
facts,
that
though.
marriage is a business?
True. It's facts though. If you go right now down there and you say I want a fucking divorce,
Yep.
and her name on all the shit that you got, When they got
It
there and
takes
tear that
10 years.
motherfucking paper up, she could take all the shit that you gonna.
It's
work
a
your ass off for.
possibility about that.
so-
It takes 10 years for
Bitch,
that
she
shit
even
to
take no
happen.
So let me dive into what I'm saying. So you gotta have this mindset, and this is why I talk about you gotta understand your vantage points. So for most people, and I understand we all, we're all born into sin. So we have to grow and learn from our experiences.
He said sin.
Sin. We're all born into sin. So what I mean by that, you have this, like social media, this perception of marriage. And most people's perception of marriage is a contractual agreement. But the way that me and my wife live by, and I say this when we get into our discussions, our disagreements, things like that, is that we're in maybe a different season of our relationship with God than other people are. No wrong pun intended. But how I look at it is like, if I die today, and I let you, and I make my commitment to a commitment and a commandment to God, but I make my commandment to God and I die today, God's gonna ask me, why did you leave that woman? Personally, I do not want to answer that question to God. Like that's just me.
She dropped the ball.
So I'm like, hey, you gonna leave me and divorce me before I leave and divorce you. But what that does, it forces us to work through our differences. Versus if it's just a contractual agreement, there are ways in that contractual agreement that I can get out of it and move along and not necessarily have any repercussions behind it. Loopholes.
Yeah.
But if it's a commandment,
loophole.
there ain't no loopholes in a commandment. It's commanded for you to do that. It's an order. You define this order, you're gonna have repercussions from the person who gave you that
So
command.
with that being said,
Man,
right?
love your wife. Just say that.
I love you, baby.
Go ahead, Cole.
They kept her.
But I feel you though. I understand.
Yeah, but no, I feel you.
But it is
So
I
let me
dropped
ask you
out
this.
of high school, so I can't say the word right. We say contractual.
It's a contractual agreement.
It's one of those.
Yeah, so let me ask you this.
It's a
Alright,
very
so
big
you saying that it's a commandment, right? So what happens in, and I don't mean no disrespect to you at all. So what happens if something happens where you feel a divorce is coming? If it's a commandment, then there's no divorce, right?
The divorce is there because of course in the Bible there are divorces, right? And there are technically ways to divorce, but ultimately you want to make sure in that commandment that it's forcing you to work through your differences. It's forcing you to work through your problems.
So you're saying
Just because
as
you
far
run
as
into
divorce
something-
goes, the first thing you run into shouldn't be divorce.
No.
Like exercise all
options. And it may just, we did it for a week, we did it for a month, we did it for a year,
Exercise all
we did it for
options
5
at the
years.
end of the day.
You should be now if you're just stagnant, you're not growing, like y'all not trying. That's different. But if you are really honoring your commandment, because God is in it. They said through death and dishonor and all of that stuff that comes with it, because life is constantly hitting you through good, through the bad, and the worst. So you got to try to work through that stuff. You got to keep pushing through that stuff.
So let me ask y'all this. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not saying the marriage to be disappointed.
I'm listening.
That's
I'm
my
waiting
viewpoint.
because the situation. No disrespect to your situation, but we know what you're going through. We ain't gotta advertise that for
Yeah.
you know. But you on the other end of it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
Because
on the end.
but you on the other end of it.
Yeah.
I want to hear your viewpoint about it. You get what
Go
I'm
ahead,
saying?
T.
Yeah, my viewpoint about everything is that, man, you know what I'm saying? I just fucked up because I just forgot everything what we just said because I'm drunk.
And we got that, and we shifted like we know always do.
So I want to say this. I want to say this. Hey, you can cut this out too. Look. At the end of the day, man, I'm drunk.
Oh,
It's over.
But say
my goodness.
but say this to say this though.
It's
And I
over.
feel what you're saying, and I agree with it. But we shifted like a motherfucker. But I want to say this because we was talking about advice.
Single person.
Yeah.
I was
Thank
asking
you.
them different questions.
But you was asking different questions,
Yeah.
and we dove a little bit deeper into
All right,
it.
John, look. So you got the opportunity. Okay, here you go. So you have the opportunity to live like Mike Lowry. Mike Lowry had
Mike
all
Lowry,
the
got
bitches. That means a king is looking for a queen. So whatever the situation is, that when you find that queen, you gotta figure out, make sure that she is the perfect woman for you. But when you take advice from a single person, they haven't found their queen.
Right.
But that don't mean their advice is less valuable.
They cool, but at the end of the day,
That don't mean their advice is
they
less
fuck
valuable.
that. Fuck that. At the end of the day, cuz
Look at it, bro. Hold on.
I
Look at
don't
it
know,
like this.
at the end of the day, they ain't sitting on that motherfucking throne.
At the end of the
Not
day,
yet.
at the end of the
Man,
day,
well, you gotta find somebody that's
Not
sitting on
yet.
that fucking throne.
no, you gotta find somebody who's fucking already committed to something.
Two people.
If
That's
you
what I was
ain't,
gonna say.
no, wait.
Wait.
If you haven't fucking committed to something or a person, I cannot fucking listen to you at all. The fuck is you gonna tell
So
me?
you telling me through an individual experience that their experience is less valuable going towards a man?
Man, you can't tell me shit. You
I'm
can't.
asking you.
I'm telling you.
That's my answer.
Hold on. You're single. I'm in a relationship, and I come to you for advice.
No, I'm not gonna listen to you.
Okay,
I can't listen to you.
I'm gonna call Marcus. I'm gonna call Tim, because I'm gonna call Marcus.
What if you come to me? What if you come to me on some relationship advice, right?
I can't listen to
What if you
you.
come to me on some relationship advice and then you say, man, I don't know, and I hit you with something that's like, damn, I ain't even think of that shit that way. You
That's
telling
cool.
me that's not possible?
That's cool. It's possible.
Okay.
But this is the thing.
You can't
But-
just
but
say you
this is
can't
the
fucking
thing.
tell me nothing.
But this is the thing.
You just can't say
But
I
no,
can't tell
wait.
you nothing.
This
Now
is-
it depends on the circumstances.
Look, dog. This is a fucking thing. I'm not gonna call you. I'm gonna call Marcus.
Yeah. That's
But
the
this is
same
the
way.
thing. But this is the thing. My dog going through some other shit over here. I'm gonna call him because I need to know where I need to fuck up at.
Yeah.
Because he can teach me that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna call Marcus because Marcus can possibly tell me how to keep this shit going. I'm gonna call you.
Mark, how long you been in your
Committed, what you mean I
marriage?
commit to
You're
nothing?
You're not.
So because let's say for instance,
I love
I'm
this
committed
shit.
to a lot of stuff that I'm doing in life. I'm doing good in life, but because I haven't had that blessing yet to find that one particular woman that make me say I do. You saying I'm not calling him on a relationship?
No,
So-
I'm not saying that.
That sounds
No,
fucked
I'm not
up.
saying that. What I'm saying is, nigga, you ain't found that motherfucker. You're not committed to that.
What if my wife is in California and
What
I'm
you want me to do?
Look,
Here we
what if
go.
God said, Jairus, your wife in
Need this.
California, but you ain't gonna meet her till she 30.
Well, you need to get your
I
ass
don't
on
know
the bus
that.
ticket and get your
Look.
ass.
I don't know that.
But when you get your ass on that bus ticket and take your ass to California, I'm gonna let you to jail. Other than that, jail, you can't tell me shit.
Hey,
Oh my
You
goodness.
can't tell me
look.
shit.
It's certain.
That's what I mean about having that conversation between the single individual and the married individual. Because when the single person is talking to somebody married, it's almost as if it's treated as in a goddamn higher authority.
Yeah,
So
down.
we gotta look at y'all a certain way.
It's
and then
single
y'all look
people-
down to single motherfuckers a certain way.
No,
It's like, damn,
no.
I'm not saying that's the truth, but that's how single people feel when talking to married individuals.
Right.
That's the reason for the
right.
question.
Right.
I'm not saying nobody at this table is wrong because to me, when I speak, I don't speak
Right,
to change
right,
your mind.
right,
I
right,
speak
right.
to understand.
Understand. No,
So
we
to
got
me,
that.
when I'm talking to you,
Yeah.
it's like as a single individual, why when I have conversation with certain people that's married, it's like, well, bro, you don't know yet, so I ain't finna talk to you. Damn, why not?
Right.
Because you say you speaking as if you was born married.
Yeah,
Right.
and
So
so
you weren't born married.
And this is why I say, in my
Figure that
opinion,
shit out, Mark.
the best way to go about it is agree to disagree. Be open to anybody's opinion and conversation, because when
You
you're
can choose
open,
the
when
word.
you're open-minded, I'm not saying be open-minded to be gullible,
Right.
and just be
Right.
naive
Now,
and take
okay,
everything that
okay.
they're saying.
Facts.
Okay.
I agree with that.
But be
I agree with that.
open-minded to the
Okay.
fact that you may be able to learn something from your 3-year-old daughter. Right now, she teaching me words in Spanish, colors that I, couldn't get when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So you can learn from everybody if you have that open mindset to be receptive and just respect somebody's opinion and their vantage point versus yours. That's my viewpoint on it.
All right, so look.
Don't be
At the
gullible.
end, look,
There it is.
John.
Man, you said it best. You said it best.
People will speak to your heart.
Marcus, single man, you over there. Look, at the end of the day. Hey, my mental health done kicked in again.
Kicked it again.
Look, he that find a wife find a great thing.
The key word is fine, meaning that you looking.
We got options.
Right.
We got options.
Underappreciated.
You have options. You single. You have options.
That is my
But
option.
this is like,
He said,
Once you commit,
But
that's
this
your
is the
option.
thing.
That's it.
and we gonna say this to say this right motherfucker here right now. Jarius.
Oh shit.
I ain't listen to you. Guys, you know, on some real shit, I want to ask y'all this, man. I want y'all to give me 3 things as of right now, today. Give me 3 things that you value the most.
3 things.
Let's go. I'm down
Wow.
with that.
I mean,
I'm down with that. I'm down with
We're
that.
gonna run it down the table.
Go.
Jay, you on the spot.
3 things that I value the most.
Oh, I got
Mm.
one. That's
We-
a heads up.
It is,
seven.
are we thinking deeper?
Don't
So
say
we
it.
exclude-
Just say it.
No,
I'm
no,
saying
it's-
we exclude. Are we excluding God? Because of course there's
No.
Say it.
No.
Whatever you
3
got.
things, it don't matter what it is. 3
Say
things
it.
that you value. Let me hear it.
You better
Alright.
say the right shit.
I'm most definitely say God.
Yeah.
Time is 2, and then 3rd is. That's tough, bro.
Let's go.
Man,
That's tough. God, time, and family. Them the 3 I'm gonna say.
man.
God, time,
I was
family.
hoping he wasn't gonna say that, but I say God, time for sure, and family, and I wrap in experiences with family, but really experiences and family
Ooh,
and
experiences.
time kind
That's-
of all go
experiences
together.
is
That's,
So,
that's what
so it's all. Here we go.
Oh,
It's
shit.
God,
Oh shit.
time, and family. God, time, and family.
Yeah.
And that's
Time come in with what? Taking care of your business. Family is going on Volcano Bay,
Yeah.
Miami Beach.
And I say
Time is literally the only thing.
But-
you
but-
take.
but-
My kids in
but-
Miami.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my time.
But that's why I asked that question, because I would hope that that's what y'all was gonna say, because I didn't know what y'all was gonna say. That's why I popped that question on y'all, because I
Yeah.
want to say you ain't shit and you cannot do shit without time if you don't respect time. Because
Man.
a lot of us do not respect time.
Dude.
And I'm talking like
That time
time with
hurt me.
anything that you do.
Respect
'Cause
time.
you gotta have time for your kids. You gotta have time for a relationship. You gotta have time for the things that you want to do in life. So if you don't respect time, how the fuck is you gonna have
And
the
for
other
those,
things?
There it is,
that's
man.
facts. And for those people that's single out there that don't have like kids and whatnot,
That's single
I want
folks,
y'all to
right?
understand something. When I'm speaking on time, that's time for the things that bring you peace. So if you got nieces and nephews like I have, that's spending time with them, that's FaceTime them, that's it's all
Yeah,
that good
yeah.
stuff. Finding peace for yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Like he hit the nail on the head with it because he threw me the
But,
hell off. with
but
that
I'm gonna
goddamn
say
question.
this too
Yeah,
though.
that's-
But you
that's
say
legit.
time for your niece and nephew. But a lot of us too. Another thing that we do, we get so wrapped up in our own time
Mhm.
Yeah.
that we forget to spend time
Oh,
with
man.
the motherfuckers who need our time.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's
It's
that-
an age
that's-
bracket.
that's-
It's an age
that-
bracket too
yeah,
with
that-
that time.
That's a challenge.
And I say that because I just lost mine,
Mm.
and we was talking about it on the last podcast.
Mhm.
I didn't respect time.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, my bad. I'm
No,
gonna
go,
cut
go,
you off.
go, go.
But I say that
Go
to
ahead,
say this
absolutely.
because this week been rough.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
My mama
yeah,
in and
yeah.
out of the hospital the whole fucking
You
week.
just put flowers on the grave, man.
My grandma.
Yeah, yeah.
Please don't tell me.
Grandma,
Not-
yeah,
not
I
my-
speak grandma now. I speak grandma now.
But same thing, same love, same respect. But I said it to say this. I didn't think my mama was gonna come home.
Yeah. You took a whole
Scared me. So it's like when I said that, I talked to God. I said, God, just give me a little bit more time. Cause if you give me a little bit more time, I'll make shit right with my mama.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you can have all the motherfucking money in the world.
Hey.
But you can't get no money if you ain't got time.
Money don't make you rich.
You can have all the love in the world.
That's why I
but
say
you
it.
cannot find love if you don't have
That's fair.
time.
That's why I say
You
it.
can have anything in this world, but at the end of the day,
You gotta have
you
time.
got to have time. So that's why I said it to say this. With people that's in your circle, the people that you love, make time.
Yeah.
Cause don't get so caught up in your own time. Cause everybody know we do that. We looking and we so focused on our life and what we got to do and shit like that that we forget about others. You
Right.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But your kids need time. Your mama need time.
So,
Your girl need
so
time.
let me ask you this: for those individuals who struggling to deal with their time,
Yeah.
Mhm.
what do you think would be one thing through your experience that you would tell them? So let's say, for instance, for those individuals who struggling to they got their own shit going on right now. What would be that one thing that you went through that you could say, man, you know what? You know, you just gotta climb yourself out that situation.
What-
Like,
the-
for me, it'd be climbing yourself and paying attention to, you know, your surroundings
But-
and understanding that you
Yeah.
gonna eventually get out, but live in the prison.
Right, but I'm gonna say that you asked that question, and the main fucking reason is why I say that, and why I'm answering your question is losing my grandma made me realize
Man,
that.
I want to talk about my dad about that too.
For real?
Go on, talk your stuff,
Yeah,
man.
but I want to say that because, like I
My
said,
dad.
I forgot about time. You
Yeah.
think about you got all the fucking time in the world to
Especially
do
when
this,
you're
do when you young,
You think
and
you
you
got forever.
forget that, man. My grandma's 65, my grandma's 70. She ain't got enough time left. You get what I'm saying?
It's over.
But I'm so focused on my time
Yeah.
that I'm not realizing, like, hey, I need to be cherishing this moment. Because there's a lot of moments that I missed. There's a lot of moments that I could have had, but I didn't respect time.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By the time.
So,
Can I? Oh,
Shout out to the grandma.
I want to say something, y'all. Look, I lost my dad in 2017. The best time, that I had a great time with my dad when he was in the hospital bed.
Mm.
That's so fucked up.
right.
I taught him about one love, and I taught him about, like, he knew about one love, but he said, man, you just gotta work to be a man. And I lost it in 2017. No, 2007. I'm sorry. But, you know,
Hey,
Yeah.
a loss is a loss
but
regardless of time.
my thing is, the time is very important.
Absolutely.
I taught my dad the one love handshake, and it's over, bro. My man,
Because-
I wish my dad was here right now.
Yeah.
For those individuals out there that still got, you know, mamas and fathers like myself that you can call. And
Oh, you
talk
got
to
both?
issues,
You got both?
You blessed, bro.
But-
I
but-
got
Man,
both.
you blessed.
You
Great.
blessed.
You
bro.
better call right now. When you
So-
leave, you better
I
call
got both
just
in
to
my life.
record this
There it
shit.
is. So I want to say this because you know when time is the
That
most.
time's something serious.
You know, of course, like you said, it's God, time, family, and your experiences. But this is how I deal with time. So Nipsey said it, you know, fairly well, fairly best. You know, man, absolutely. Find your purpose, or you just wasting time and wasting air. So you got, but then you have all these other things around you. You have, you know, whether it be your finances, your career, your
Last time I checked one.
absolutely. There it is.
The track
There
last
it
time I
is.
checked,
There it is.
yeah.
You know, you got the person you're trying to grow a relationship with, if you got kids or aspire to have kids.
Right.
And then you gotta have, you know, time like this with your boys, your girls. So you got all these things, and
Good
ultimately what I'm
time.
trying to say is you have to do your best, diligently, every single day to manage/balance time. As cliche and oxymoron as that sounds, you really do. Like you got to spend time, hey, you know, making sure your money's straight. You gotta work, right?
Yeah, you gotta go work. You gotta go work.
Hear me out.
Go.
You got if you in a relationship or married, whatever, you gotta spend that time with your girl or your guy. And if you got kids and you want them to, you know, grow up, respect you, and you know, have those, you gotta find the best thing to do. And then kind of going back to some of our previous episodes is the mental balance. How is that all affecting you? Because you also gotta have time for yourself. You gotta have some moments where you just sitting quiet and just peace and just deep meditation. So time is so important, and you gotta find what's best for you to manage all that you have. And the last thing I'll say is different seasons, right? So as you're growing up, and I respect and hear what you're saying about grandma, because my grandma, she's still kicking, bro. Like she's
still rocking.
Hey, she's still rocking. Like, hey, grandma getting it. And so, but what I mean by that, and no disrespect, where I'm at right now, I'm in such of a building mode. And it sounds
real
selfish
talk, man.
of my life and everything going on, but how I look at it is sometimes when you in those earlier stages with your mom, your dad, your uncles and aunts and grandmas and things like that, is when that is kind of that season, maybe for me or for some people. And then you got in a season where you're trying to build your wealth, build your family, build your brand, build your career. And then, but no, life and time is not gonna wait on you. So that's why you gotta maximize those experiences we have. So my family's all back in Kansas City. So when I go home, I'm in Kansas City. I'm home. I'm trying to see everybody. And I'm from Kansas City. And those a week or two that I'm there, but like the things that God has put me for here that I have to get done as a purpose, I gotta just balance that. So I can't necessarily call you all day, every week. Sometimes it may be weeks that you go from hearing from me because I'm trying to put, maybe $250,000 in the pipeline to grow. But time ain't gonna wait on me.
But this what I'm saying, and I totally fucking disagree with you, and I don't give a fuck if you get mad or not. If you value the fucking money over fucking time, bro, you're fucked up in the head.
That's a way to agree with you.
Money doesn't have a fucking value. Time is value. If you got down right now,
Time is
you
one thing,
stacking
money
up
come back.
$30,000. I'm gonna get $30,000. I'm gonna work my ass off and get $30,000. You might get that $30,000. You might go down the fucking road. You might die. Kill yourself from a wreck.
Yeah. But if you miss your purpose, what's the question today?
What do you mean you miss your purpose?
If you like, let's say, okay, you got grandma, moms,
Oh,
you constantly taking care of everybody, spending time with them. Then everybody dying off, and then all of a sudden, you get 40 and you pass and you reach God and He answers. You got to answer, hey, I put you here on earth. What did you ever find your purpose? Did you fulfill? So you gotta balance that.
You gotta balance
and it's
it out.
tough.
It's tough. It's tough, but you can't push. I'm not saying like push your dreams aside or whatever you want to do.
But don't make money the number
Don't
one.
make money your number one topic.
Absolutely.
If you say
I feel you.
money.
Oh yeah, nah. Because at the end of the day, you can be the most wealthiest motherfucker. A lot of motherfuckers who wealthy.
Saddest person
is
in
the
the world.
saddest person in life.
Steve Harvey said it best, bro. Would you be mad if you were $1 short from $1 million because you gave your family all that time? But your goal was to make $1 million. Your ultimate goal, all the hard work, time, effort that you put into was to make $1 million. Be that first person in your family to make $1 million. Would you be mad that you was $1 short?
No, I wouldn't never be mad.
Why?
Because like I said, at the end of the day, bro, when I lost my grandma like 3 months ago, it was the time. It wasn't about no fucking money. Yeah. It ain't got nothing to do with it. She ain't asked me for $1, $3, $4. She might ask me buy a pack of cigarettes or something. That's nothing. But it was the time that she really wanted. She wanted me to be there with her, and I'll never forget. But last time that I could have spent time with my grandma, time. You feel me? My grandma didn't even want to spend time with me. You get what I'm saying? Because I wasn't putting in that effort for the time. I remember when I called her, it's like, bro, literally like maybe 2 weeks before she died. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, make sure I clear this up. Your grandma didn't want to spend time because you weren't making time for her.
Why would you though?
Gotcha.
Why would you? If a motherfucker ain't been putting that time in,
Gotcha.
why would I put that time?
How you feel about
I'm
that?
fucked up behind it. But I'm gonna tell you what happened and how it happened was my brother spent time with her. So I remember they was going to Texas Roadhouse. It's one of my grandma's favorite restaurants. And I called my brother on the phone. I said, what y'all doing? He said, man, I'm finna go to Texas Roadhouse with grandma. Right? And so I was like, okay, man, I'm gonna pull up. But mind you, now she had already asked me about a month ago to spend time with her. You get what I'm saying? So when my brother handed her the phone, she said, let me talk to him. And I was like, that's weird. So she got on the phone, I said, grandma, I'm finna come up there. Don't you bring your ass up here? I don't wanna see you. You get what I'm saying? I don't wanna see you. Don't follow, don't blame her. You get what I'm saying? So when she said that, bro, I had to realize, like, yeah, you fucked up. Yeah. You hold yourself accountable for that. You get what I'm saying? And so now, 2 weeks later, when I go see my grandma, when I try to spend time with her, I gotta look at my grandma dead. My wide open.
I'm straight.
You feel what I'm saying?
You talking, but you ain't getting nothing back.
I ain't getting nothing back. And so in that aspect right there is when I'm spending time with her, guess what I gotta do?
I feel it.
I gotta look at my grandma dead on a bed. Talk to her dead body and ask my grandma to forgive me. So now I don't even know if she forgive me or not.
They go back to that second episode, bro. Help me accept the shit I didn't take responsibility for.
That's why I say that.
Second episode,
and a lot, like when I say that is hold me accountable for that.
Yeah.
Because I fucked up. Because I could have. You feel me?
Yeah, that shit.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I could have been there, but I wasn't there.
I feel like John, man. All this situation, bro, man. That stuff is forgiving. God, because you know why I feel like this forgiven by God.
Amen.
Because man, God is a forgiving God. He wash your hand clean.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, you.
Yeah,
I'm
but
done.
but
I
you
can't fuck with this shit.
but you feel me?
I can't fuck with this shit.
I think the biggest thing to realize is that,
Straight.
you know, through your situation, your circumstances and experiences,
I'm
is
done.
that you want them to, that you realize and that you can learn from. That's why I keep saying that. It sounds cliche.
But it's
Nah,
cliche.
Because it
cliche.
can apply now to your kids.
Well, it can
It
apply
can
now
apply
to
to
the
your moms,
kids. But
everything.
it apply that too. But
Yeah.
you gotta realize, bro. I don't never get no.
You
I'm straight.
absolutely. But the only thing you
never
can
get no
do, but you still breathing right now though.
I'm breathing, but she breathing.
She not, but somebody else that you love in that same position could
Let
be
me ask you
in
this.
her
Let me
spot.
ask you this,
So you
John.
gotta take that
Let me
and
ask you
now
this,
move
John.
that to that person.
What is one lesson that your grandma taught you that you want to leave back to your kids, bro? What's one lesson?
Time.
Mm,
I can't deal with this shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
you gotta spend it.
Nah, for real,
You
bro.
gotta
I can't deal with this.
Like for real.
shit.
For real. It's real.
So it was, and you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let John close it out. I lost my auntie Barbara when probably, you know, I was in high school, probably like 2008, 2009.
I'm straight.
And I lost her to breast cancer. And
I'm straight.
my pops dropped me, my brother, and my sister off in Augusta, Georgia, middle of the country. Now we city kids, drop us off in the middle of the country. We stealing peaches off somebody else's tree, Georgia peaches off somebody else's tree.
Mm-hmm.
We picking berries off the ground and all that, making sure. But she taught us discipline. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing for me, like Doc was saying earlier about legacy, is, you know, one thing I want to leave behind when I had kids, when that day come for me to have kids, is letting them understand that you can achieve whatever you want to achieve in this world through discipline. And that was from my grandma.
Something, bro.
And so, you know, that I end up learning that through spending time with them for 90 days. Eating hot dogs every goddamn day.
Man.
Right.
Gourmet hot dogs, just because they toasted the bun, they call them hoes gourmet. Just because they toasted the bun.
Yeah.
But I spent that time with them, 9 days with them, and we was ready to come back in 2 weeks. But Bob was like, nah, that ain't happening. You spending this whole summer with us. So in 90 days, bro, spending that 90 days, just all it took was 90 days.
Yeah.
That time, 90 days worth of time, bro, taught me a lot about discipline. She was a military woman. She was strong.
Right.
She was strong. She didn't play.
Yeah,
So
but-
excuses and all that didn't work in that house.
You know, you can't make a
So
Hey,
joke.
man, Mother's Day is tomorrow.
And now we say,
That's tomorrow.
and we say Mother's Day tomorrow. I want to say Happy Mother's Day tomorrow
Yes.
to my grandma. But I also want to say Happy Mother's Day to my mother, like I said, because
All
this
Mother's Day.
past week,
Absolutely.
bro, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, this shit been challenging, bro.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
a lot of folks don't know, bro. Like, my mama, Tammy Hammond, I haven't seen the real Tammy Hammond in 16 years.
Mhm.
I'm 30. You get what I'm saying? My mama got sick when I was, what, 14, 15. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So the same woman that I look at is not the same woman that I grew to love. And
Yeah.
that's the most hurtful thing that I got to see every day when I look at my mama. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But it's time.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah, I'll say this and John closes out. One thing that I learned from my experiences and studying people, you can list all the things that you want in the world, all the things that you want in your life, all the things that you want to achieve. But take this point. List all the things that you don't. Too many people say, I want this, this is how I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. But what don't you want? What don't you want to feel like? What don't you want to happen? What don't you want to possibly regret? What don't you? Look at the other side of the coin,
Positive and negative.
positive and negative. And the last thing that I'll share is that there is no perfect answer. There is no perfect answers. And the best thing you can do is just cope with the balance that you can bridge out of it, because you constantly being tugged in so many different ways. Put down what you want, put down what you don't want, and then just accept that you are doing your best.
Hey.
That you are doing your best, and that's all that you have to give is your best. Nobody
your
is perfect.
best,
Only
man.
one person has walked this earth that was perfect. Only one person. And all
Who-
we had
who
to
is
do,
that person, bro?
person was Jesus. All we had to do was just strive to him. So if you fall short of Jesus, just know that you gave your best, and that's all that your Father
Hey,
wants.
man.
You see?
But, so, you know, usually we end this shit with something funny. Something joking.
Nah,
Ain't got
but
one for this one.
Shout out to the
I
moms
ain't
out
gonna
there.
lie, bro. I can't end this shit with nothing funny, nothing woo-woo. All I'ma say is, bro, make time, bro.
Make time,
Let's
man.
go.
You get it
Man,
back.
when they gone, when they gone, when they
Make time,
gone,
bro.
they gone.
Make time, bro.
They
and,
gone.
And at the end of the day, you know, this the sit down.
It's a sit.
Episode 4 with Men Talk. Thank y'all.
We out.
Tryna release toxic. Motherfucker meeting, we about to have a sit down. Not a part of this pussy nigga can't sit round. Bread when the business model bitches getting digged down. Get the phone back when they finish, get them kicked out. All in favor of a favor for a favor. Any other matter, we gon' bring it to the table. Organization gotta have communication. Full participation, bread.